This is one of my favorites to draw. I think that it's really fun. We're going to start right about here, and I'm going to make a line coming down like this. From here, I'm going to make a curve, and I'm going to bring it back at another little curve like that. Okay, right here, I'm going to add a little bit of roundness, and I'm going to bring this down. And I do like to just kind of taper it down so that I've got a little bit of a taper going on there. Okay. From here, I am going to make a line that comes up like this, and then a line that comes up like this. Okay. We'll do this one first. Okay. So this is going to come down. We're going to give it a little wiggle, and then we're going to branch this out like this. We're going to come in, and these do not have to be, of course, exact, right? These can be your own little wiggles. Okay. But you want this part to kind of follow along, right? So these can branch out, but this, you want to follow that line you drew. Right, so now here I'm going to make one that kind of comes down like that, because that would be a petal that's curving down. Okay, and this is going to tuck in right like that. Now I'm going to draw a line right up here. I'm just kind of following along, and I'm going to bring it over like this. And now I'm going to follow along, and I'm going to bring it down like this. And then I'm going to draw straight across, and that's got a petal that's flipped, right? And then I'm going to bring this down again to that center. This little stalk up here can just come straight down behind it. Okay, maybe I'll give it a little friend like that. Right here, I'm going to, we're going to branch one out. We're going to kind of come up. It's kind of a little squiggly. Bring this down to about here, where I'm going to bring it over, come in, bring it over, come in, and then curve out. What we're doing is we're replicating this shape, but we're making it a little more foreshortened. So then this is going to come up just like that. Okay, and we're going to curve this in just like that. Okay, if you want to, you can add in some other little, I like to do a couple more of those little like this. Depends on how much space you left. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. Now we're going to give it a whole bunch of little circles right along here, kind of like it's sitting in a bed of caviar. All right. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to make a little shape like this. And I'm going to come down, and I'm going to make one that kind of comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down, kind of like a crab claw. Okay. And you notice I'm not coming all the way in. So I could do this if I was doing this quickly. I would do it just without ever lifting my pen. going to come along here and just kind of right behind it somewhere, I'm going to branch out and make a line like this, one kind of like this. We're going to make a short one coming down here, curve, short, longer stretched out curve. Maybe I'll come up, and you can crisscross this if you want to, or you can just make it a little shorter so you don't have to. And then I'm going to make one that does crisscross. That's going to come up like this and comes back and behind. So we've got kind of, if you flip it upside down, you've got kind of like this wild crown or something. Okay, right in here where I have this gap, I'm going to, let's see. So I'm going to kind of follow along here, and I'm going to make a big petal. Then I'm going to tuck up under there, and all the rest are just going to kind of fit in. Right here, maybe I'm going to make one that kind of comes in like this. A couple little bumps on it. And then maybe I'll add one right in here. They kind of stretches out in this direction. Okay, and this is our bee balm. And then I want to add a stem. So again, I want to pay attention to where does this connect, right? So this would be right here. So my stem is going to come down right about here. And it's got a fairly sturdy stem because it's a pretty hefty little flower. Right up here, right along where these connect, I like to add in just a little bit of darkness, right? Because these would be inset. And if you want to, you can add in just some directional lines. I'm not going to do that on a lot of these, only because like flowers like this have a lot more quirky little lines, and I want to spend the time on the line art. Okay.